Ron, welcome back to Darlington. What's your take on Throwback Weekend?
It's unbelievable. Every time you come here, see the old race car drivers, or how do you want to call them? You don't want to call them old, but we are getting up in age. It's just so cool what Darlington does for the race fans, us as ex-drivers and stuff like that. It's just unbelievable.
Ron, you were a wheelman. What was it like going around the Darlington Raceway?
The only way I can tell you is I'm the fastest guy here. Nobody can go any faster for one lap. And other than that, I suck here. I've never been a guy who can save tires, and I think it's the last race when I came here, we had a motor, the cylinder was down in it, and I was lifting early to keep it from blowing up. That was the fastest laps I ever ran around here with a 7-cylinder motor. So I learned a bunch right then, and never got an opportunity to come back to show what I learned.
So as far as NASCAR doing all of these festivities the last couple of years, how big has it seen them lean more into it after years of just not really doing so much?
Of what?
Of bringing like all the drivers back, doing the 75 greatest class, and having more of these events.
It's unbelievable. It's cool. I mean, the stories. We were at the Hall of Fame, and my wife always tells this story. We usually said, "Hey, remember that race, or remember this race, or something like that." So we got 5 of us standing there. And we said, "Yeah, I was in the hospital for this. I was in the hospital for that. My back hurt, and I was in the hospital." So that's where it's coming down to when you get everybody together right now. We're not talking that way inside the alumni tent right now, but it's still fun to bring up some old memories and what we've done in our careers and how people just talk to Casey Mears, and he said, "I've never been stellar in my career. I've ran a lot of races. I won 1 or 2 here, but he said I didn't know what it'd be like coming back. When I walked out of that tunnel, the fans would have all my die casts and all the autograph cards and stuff like that. So it's amazing what the fans participate, helping us feel like we were part of something."
I know there's a lot of drivers currently that have been critical of throwback paint schemes, but I know there's been several drivers that have thrown back to you and your paint schemes. What does it mean to have those drivers, have those schemes, and how does it bring you closer to the sport?
It's just like yesterday. I mean, you remember that car. You remember what it did. You remember who won. You remember. It's just amazing to see it. It's so cool, and it's a plus that the other people let them run the paint schemes. I mean, it's a big process. You got to talk to the sponsors. You got to talk to the people who are involved in it. Everything's involved around that whole just the paint scheme. It's just not throwing a paint scheme on there. NASCAR's got to prove it. There's a lot of things that go on with it. So to take the time to do it, to celebrate Darlington, what is it, 75 years now, or maybe more than that, but it's just amazing what you got to go through and how good they look on the track.
Is there a particular paint scheme this weekend that's caught your eye?
Not yet. I haven't seen them all, so I've been really busy with the media and fans and doing autographs, and they keep you busy. What's so cool about it? I mean, poor Bobby, we lost Bobby Allison, and they'd have him out there 3-4 times a day out there signing autographs because everybody wants to see Bobby Allison, and that's what's so cool about it, and that gives you the drive to want to do it. People say when it's time to quit, and you don't know when it's time to quit. I just tried to run a Charlotte race, that 8-hour on a Roval, and I never got to run the Roval, so I wanted to do it. And I was out there practicing, thought, man, I was really good because I was good on road courses back in the day. And we had a 17-year-old kid and a 6-year-old kid gets in the car after me, and they're 2 seconds faster than I am. It's like, it's time to really hang up the helmet, and that's when it's time. These kids nowadays, the experience they got and what they've known, it's definitely changed the sport.
Mike, do you still keep up with the truck series?
Yeah, I watch it every weekend.
So what's your take on everyone talking about how some young kids are coming up in the sport, and after what happened at the Xfinity race at Martinsville?
I take it as we were at a car auction, and my grandson was about 9 years old. And he said, "Hey, Pappy, come over here and race me in this simulator." And I said, "No, I've had enough racing. I don't want to do it." He said, "Yeah, but you can't get hurt in this. You reckon all you got to do is push a button and get a new truck." So that's what I kind of picture that is these kids don't have to work on the equipment. Not all of them, but a lot of them don't have to work on them, and they're treating them like, push a button and get a new truck. So there's a lot of people behind the scenes that have to build these trucks, stuff like that. And I don't know if they're sponsors or their mom and dad or whoever's paying for it. They're going to have to sit down with them. And, we started Hornaday development, my daughter did. We're taking kids anywhere from, 9 years old all the way up. I've had Landon Lewis since he was 11, and just teaching them things of, keep your fire suit put up. when you go to eat, put your napkin on there, close your mouth when you eat, because you don't know where your next sponsor, your next owner, or whoever's going to be. So that's the things we try to teach them, and then you teach them craft. You got to come down here and live with us for a month. You got to learn how to work on the cars. You got to get your fingers dirty. You got to know what you're driving. You got to know how to work on them. And some of these kids don't know how to do that. So I hate to sound negative, but some of them don't belong in there, and some of them do. So they're there, and my little driver Landon Lewis ain't got the money to do it, so he's still sitting. We got hooked up with Kevin Harvick running the Cars Tour this year, and he's run some ARCA races, he's run some truck races, and he's good enough to win races. It's just a matter of the right equipment.
Sutton is one of those drivers as part of Team Hornaday development, now racing in trucks full time. What can you say about his talent and what he's displayed this year?
He got thrown into the wolves with his dad. He needed a couple more years in the Legends cars and get some more racecraft. I love the kid to death. He's got a lot of desire. He's got to put a lot of people's got to put effort into it. I mean, his dad said, "You got a year in this, and you're going to go into my truck." And he got thrown into the wolves. He's going to learn, and he still calls me and what to do. And the problem you got nowadays is, like, when Landon asks me or other kids ask me, it's like, I can't tell you how to race this racetrack, but I can tell you how to race other drivers or what they do or when they do it or how to pass them and stuff like that. Because the equipment's a little different than when I drove back in the day. So just try to teach them racecraft. That's all you can do.
And I'm curious.
This is Custom Patch Hats. But what makes us custom? Well, that actually begins with you. We're just bringing your unique vision to life. No knockoffs, no lookalikes. Your design is one of a kind. We know hats, we know design, and we know quality. The proof? It's in our production. Hand-stitched with precision and care, with brands you know and trust. A one-of-a-kind patch deserves a one-of-a-kind treatment, all the way to your doorstep. It's how we keep it custom.
Jared Haas with Frontstretch.com. Come back soon for more great racing videos. And if you like us, make sure to hit that subscribe button.